Hey class, my name is Emily Francis. I am doing my technique demonstration this week. I chose calming corners. For those of you who don't know, we try to implement them in every classroom in elementary schools in Virginia. I am currently working at an elementary school. In each classroom, it is important to let the kids know that there is a safe place for them always. As a social worker, with the other social worker and the counselor, we go into each classroom since the beginning of the year, and we're almost done going through. We have lessons, and we go in and we talk about the calming corner. We talk about what a social worker does and what a counselor does. In my school specifically, we have 4 zones. We have the green zone, which is you're ready to learn. We have the red zone, which is you're mad. We have the blue zone, you're sad. And the yellow zone, the sillies, or you're sick, or you're just not feeling like doing your work. So we go into the classrooms, we talk to the kids about what they can do with these techniques for the calming corner to calm their bodies down. If the technique doesn't work, then we teach them how to either ask their teacher for more help, or if they want to come see one of us. In addition to trauma, we don't know. We're a very trauma-informed school. We are trying to inform our teachers about trauma. It is very hard to get all the teachers on board. You don't know what a child went through that morning. You don't know what a child's been going through their whole lives. So the calming corner is also a safe place for them to go to if they just need to kind of step out of the room or step out of the zone and ask the teacher in a quiet way for an extra set of hands or a calming set of help, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate to you guys my calming corner box, what I would do in a classroom, because I figured it'll be easier. So you guys are like my students, and I'm the social worker. Okay, here we go. I would walk into the front of the classroom and I would say, hey boys and girls, I'm Miss Francis, I'm the social worker. Do you guys know where my office is? It's right next to Mr. Smith. It's down the hall to the left. You guys can come see me. I've been here since May in the school district, and I'm here until December with Miss Airbar. So today, I want you guys to show me, where is your calming corner? And then the whole class like points to the corner. Oh, I see you guys have a giant beanbag chair. Or sometimes the students have mats as well, or like just like fancy little chairs in each corner. We make sure that's super important that they're comfortable. Okay, do you guys know what's at your calming corner? And some say yes, some say no. All right, we're gonna go over some of the things that are in your calming corner box. So the first thing, when you get to your calming corner, you pull out a little timer, and it's a sand timer. So when you flip that sand timer, you get 5 minutes of calm down time, okay? So what's one of the things that we do when we're in the calming corner? What's the reason we go to the calming corner? And I pick on a kid, and they usually say because they're in the red zone or blue zone or the yellow zone, and we go over all the zones and the colors. And then I talk about why a green zone is important and getting them back into that happy green zone and whatnot. So anyways, the first thing we're going to talk about in our calming box is one of our squeezy toys, right? So sometimes we can squeeze this when we're really angry, or sometimes we can squeeze this when we're feeling silly and we want to count all the little bubbles, right? Another thing we have in our calming box is this tool. I love this little guy because you can make it into a snake. You can make it into all different kinds of shapes. You can make it into a square. You can pull it apart when you're really mad, and you can put it back together. I like to pull all the little pieces apart and make different patterns. Or if you have 2 of them, you can mix up the different colors, right? Another thing in my calming box that I love is another squeezy toy, my little football. We also have the World squeezy toy. We have a couple different sports balls as well, right? You can do this with a slinky, or sometimes I like to do it with the little balls with the hairs on the end. I don't have one of those. But boys and girls, what is one thing we could do with the slinky other than if we're feeling silly going like this, right? We can try to balance it on our hand and make it super still, right? And sometimes it's hard and sometimes it falls over, but it's one way to try to get your brain off something, right? Another thing, we have our stringies. You can tie them in knots. The best thing about these is they always come undone. So no matter how many knots you tie in them, they always come undone. Another one of these that we have in all of them is watching all of the colors separate. This one, what color are these, boys and girls? Blue, purple, and pink. You're right. So I like to watch all of the colors separate. Another thing is that I don't have with me, but we have in all of our boxes is, it kind of almost looks like my phone screensaver. The glitter jars that go back, these are very calming. We always have coloring tools, coloring books as well. This is another one that we just got. It's peas in a pod. It's kind of cool. It pops up. So it's kind of cool to let your anger out. Then after I go over the box, we go over how to take a deep breath. So my favorite way to take a deep breath, and this is how I teach my students, is picture your favorite pizza and put your hands out like this. So whether you like pepperoni pizza, chocolate pizza, breakfast pizza, pretend that pizza is nice and hot in your hands and ready to eat. You want to breathe in the yummy goodness and blow out to cool it off. And I do this with all of my students. That way they can learn a breathing technique to do at their seats. We go over how to do breathing techniques at our seats if we aren't calmed down or if we don't feel like going to the calming corner, but we want to learn to take a deep breath. We also have sheets, which I don't have with me, but the letter 8, square, triangle. I'll do the triangle. Seems easiest. We have them to trace them, and they go, and they just trace around the triangle. So that's another technique we teach our students. So I hope that this technique helps someone along lines, whether it's with your own kids or working with kids, but a calm down corner is a huge, big technique we are trying to implement in every single classroom, especially for trauma-informed children. Thank you. Have a great day.